what exactly is Vedic astrology? How have people got it all wrong for the longest time?
For me, it's a divine language. What I have learned in astrology, I can apply to the field of data science. And what I learn in data science, I can apply back in astrology. In data science, we use the word hunch. In astrology, we use the word inner voice. But it's the same thing. It's a gut feel.
How did you find that middle path?
When you say middle ground, it's really about finding that balance, How much is really destined and how much free will is there? You get to choose what your path should be. There is no right or wrong destination.
Wow. Hi everyone, welcome to another exciting and insightful episode of Uncharted Conversations. The guest that we have today, he is a data scientist and also he is a Vedic astrologer for past 23 years. And so far he's been very exclusive and selective about the kind of people he wants to coach. But now he has thought to take this to a wider audience. And we are so excited to find this rare find that we have. So introducing to all of you for the very first time on NeoYug, Vikram Devatha. Hi Vikram. Thank you so much for being here, for being the guest on the podcast. How are you doing?
Hi Natasha, I'm good. And thank you for having me here.
So tell me one thing. You are a data scientist and you are a Vedic astrologer. So where did these two worlds collide? What happened? What conspired in the cosmos that, how this alignment happened?
Yeah, it was really a collision, huh?
Yeah.
So I remember when I first started with astrology, that was when Excel had just come out, Microsoft Excel.
Yeah.
And I was learning Excel and at the same time I was learning astrology.
Yeah.
So there was this whole world of numbers and trying to make sense of numbers. Yeah. And at the same time, I'm faced with this planets and stars and I'm trying to make sense of it. So I remember at that time, I made my own software using Excel.
Okay.
So I learned Excel and astrology at the same time.
So this is basically the graph was going simultaneously at the same time.
Of analysis, of numbers, and making sense of data. Ultimately, that is what both are, data science or astrology. Right. It's to make sense of data, to spot the patterns in the numbers, to spot the patterns in the configurations of the planets, and to see what you can make out of those patterns. It's been a journey.
Yeah, but I think before we delve into that conversation, because we need to give a lot of people the context about what Vedic astrology is and why am I saying this is because up till yesterday, I was a Leo and today onwards, I am a Cancerian ever since I got to know and understand about the concept of Vedic astrology, right? I mean, now I feel like for many decades of my life, I literally lived a lie that I was a Leo.
Oh my
God. What exactly is Vedic astrology? How have people got it all wrong for the longest time? If you can just enlighten all of us on that.
Oh my. Looks like you're having an identity crisis.
Yes, 100%.
Okay, let's address that first and give you another perspective to this, right? So imagine you're looking out a window and looking at a tree and you're describing this tree, right? That it's sloping this way, that it's got fruits on this side. You're describing the tree. Then you walk across the room and you look at the same tree from another window. The tree appears different because your perspective, your angle of view has changed, right? But the tree is still the same. Now, the tree is you. The window is the system of astrology. Okay. Whether it's Western astrology or Vedic astrology.
Right.
And I, who is looking through the window, is the astrologer. Here, the focus needs to shift from the window to you.
Okay.
Right? both perspectives are describing the same reality. So rather than looking at which system is better, why not focus on how the astrologer is describing the client?
But, okay, for my understanding,
Yes.
since my very identity has changed,
Well,
where do we align that?
no, let's reframe that.
Sure.
Let's reframe that statement. So it's not that your identity has changed,
Right.
but the way we are viewing your identity has changed.
Okay. So it's a change
You are
in perspective.
you are still Natasha.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And you still have the same strengths.
Yeah.
You're facing the same challenges,
Right.
irrespective of which system of astrology we use.
Okay. So are we trying to say that my plan of action would change, my methodology to approach things would change, the way I would navigate the situation, that would change, but me as a person would remain the same, my challenges would remain the same?
Yeah. It's about what suggestions you get, right, from the astrologer. Right. That would change.
Right.
But for that matter, even if you take two Vedic astrologers, they would give you different suggestions based on their experiences, based on how they read the chart.
Right.
It's not just about whether it's Western astrology and Vedic astrology, right? But let's take another example. Say if you took your X-ray to a doctor, or say your blood report to a doctor, right? The blood report stays the same. You stay the same. But how the doctor is interpreting that blood report may change. Diagnosis may change. The medication may change. The suggestions the doctor gives changes. But the illness is the same. You are the same. Right?
Right. Some makes sense now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially the way that you simplified and, made me understand this.
Yeah.
Surely it speaks volumes about the kind of passion that you have for this subject. And in fact, coming to my next question, this is exactly what it's all about, that what is your relationship with Vedic astrology? I mean, I do understand that expertise of spotting patterns come naturally to you because of your expertise in data science as well. But, when there is a passion, it's a different kind of relationship. It's not what we do with other things. What is your rapport with Vedic astrology? How do you take this?
How do I take this? For me, it's a divine language. Yeah. It's a way of speaking with something that is other than human. And asking, what does that want to tell this person? Right? It's more like asking or trying to tap into that divine wisdom that this person needs at this moment, right? So the challenges they face, the strengths they have, what do they need that will take them further on their path?
Right.
Yeah.
So you're basically the doctor that we all need, right? Well, but very beautifully said. Going back to where you started from, where you said that the commonality between these two subjects is your skill and your expertise to spot the patterns. And when you were able to make sense out of numbers after spotting those patterns, you applied the same science to spotting the patterns in human behavior. And that's how, the two fields collided, right? So how easy was it to complement these two fields? Or is there, what else, what other commonality is there, according to you? Because I feel your perspective to look at Vedic astrology is very different. Right? It's not how, you're not like everyday astrologer, right? Your grasp to spot those alignments, those junctures, that's what makes it so unique, right? So according to you, what else is the commonality? According to you, how does this happen?
I think the skills are transferable, if you know what I mean. What you learn or what I have learned in astrology, I can apply to the field of data science. And what I learn in data science, I can apply back in astrology. For instance, spotting patterns, right? So in data science, it's really about making sense of the numbers, right? Seeing what it is that the numbers are trying to convey. Yeah. And once I hone that skill, I can use that in astrology. When I look at many charts, what is it that these planets are trying to say? What is the common theme with a certain configuration?
Sure.
Yeah. But or you take it the other way around. For astrology, we need a certain kind of intuition, right? So as I develop that skill of finding what lies behind, seeing what is it that's helping me make sense of this chart intuitively, I apply that in data science.
Okay.
I'm looking at numbers, and even before I start my modeling, I kind of have a hunch of what is going on here.
Mm.
And I don't know where that comes from. I follow that hunch.
Yeah.
Right? Now, in data science, we use the word hunch. In astrology, we use the word inner voice. But it's the same thing. It's a gut feel, you know? So there's a client in front of me and I'm sensing something and I don't know why I'm feeling that way. I look at the chart and I'm like, right, okay, this is what I need to speak about. You know? So yeah, you follow that inner voice and it can be transferred.
Yeah.
Did I answer your question?
Yes,
I'm not
yes.
sure. Yeah.
No, it made sense to me. But honestly, whatever conversations we have had so far, what I really like about the way you approach Vedic astrology is you just give the power back into the hands of us, like of all of us, people, whosoever charts you're looking at, right? It's more accountability driven. It's more that the onus lies on me. It's like empowering myself. I think, and most of the people who are listening to this right now, they would also relate that somewhere, I think, because there has been so many orthodox ideas also around this, is that for certain set of population, we can say that it came across as dogma, right? But the way you have explained it, for me, it's like, it's my strategy. It's my roadmap, right? That you have literally helped me understand that what are my abilities that even I didn't know existed, right? But with that, we can identify that with Vedic astrology, that what are your gifts, what are your innate talents that even you didn't know you have? What is your innermost core self that you have? What is the strategy you should be playing or going ahead with? What is the plan of action or methodology you should be indulging in? It's empowering. It's like, now I know that if I face the challenge and what are the lowest hanging fruits that have always been there, but I never looked at it, right? It's literally from A to Z, it's a roadmap that you gave me. And that just made so much sense to me, because I think most of the people growing up in Indian households, we all have been influenced by astrology, thanks to our parents, thanks to our grandparents. But the way we were never told or explained the way you have done, right? So how did you find this, middle path? It's like bringing the two things together, somewhere in between, making sense out of it. How did you find that middle path?
Yeah, it's, I think you've hit the nail on its head, right? Because this is what I'm sensing is going on with the majority of astrology today, that it's become very deterministic, where the astrologer kind of predicts and takes control over your thought process and everything, And yeah, that's really not my approach. So finding that middle ground, yeah, as you rightly put it. So, it boils down to this question of fate and free will. And when you say middle ground, it's really about finding that balance, How much is really destined and how much free will is there? And for me personally, everyone has free will, the ratio changes from person to person.
Okay.
Right? The ratio of amount of free will to the amount that's already determined.
Yeah.
And I believe that, and this is also what Sri Aurobindo says, if you're familiar with this philosopher, that the more we walk on this path, on the spiritual path, the more free will we get. Yeah? So the goal is to have complete free will and not be subjugated to what the planets and stars say. But that's the journey. We are not there yet. We are still at the influence of destiny, but depending on how much we have walked, we do have control. We do have choice. And that's where I come from when I read a chart. If you have choice, if you have free will, then how can I help you use that? Right? How can I help you take control over your life? So that is what astrology is for me, to find, where free will exists in your chart.
Okay.
And to help you take advantage of it.
Okay. And how do we do that? Now I know I'm getting into technicalities and what are the tips and techniques, but how do we do that?
Yeah. So astrology for me is all about position and influences, right? So if you take the sun, where is it placed? Position. What are the influences on it?
Okay.
Aspects. Now, both of this comes with a certain strength and challenges.
Right.
Right? So the strengths is what gives me clues to what your free will is.
Okay.
Right? So I want to tap into your strengths.
Right.
And I want to use that to help you go further. Whatever your goal is, whatever your destination is.
Okay. So is this also how, because we speak of free will, we speak of me taking an action and initiating a change, right? That the ball lies in my court. Now, we also have a theory that a life purpose has been written in the cosmos already. It's in the stars, right? And Vedic astrology is that keys, that literally the manual guide to tell us how to unlock that, how to make sense out of it, and how to interpret that what exactly is my life purpose. So how much, if I have the free will, we are saying that it's upon to me that whether I should be going ahead with that path or not. And how does Vedic astrology help in unlocking the life purpose?
Yeah, great question. So yes, you get to choose what you want to do.
Okay.
You get to choose what your path should be. Yeah? Some paths will be easier to achieve and to walk on, and some will be more challenging. Right? So let's take an example. Let's say a musician, an artist, right? Fully involved in art, wants to become a nuclear physicist.
Okay. Right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
They get to choose, but it will be swimming upstream. It will be swimming against the currents.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
But maybe they can build a boat. Maybe they can do it. Who are we to say no? Do not become a nuclear physicist. Who am I to say that? If they want to try it, by all means, how can I use the chart to help them?
I wonder why didn't I meet you when I was growing up? Because honestly, and again, I can vouch this for most of the Indian households, when we were growing up back in our childhood, and I think our parents were kind of obsessed about what should my child become, right? And my personal experience, my mother went definitely to a lot of astrologers, and there's a whole lot of fear, or maybe the projection of failure right before even I stepped into that area, that if she went for it, oh, she's not good at it because, the charts don't look good like that. And she would fail. So there was no point sending her in that industry. She's good like that. And I realized, but I wanted to do that, right? So I so wish that I would have met you while I was growing up. I think my life would have been easier. Because now when you put it like this, that if you want to swim upstream, build a boat.
Yeah.
Right? Which I'm assuming that is also coming from Vedic astrology, how to build that boat and what boat is going to help you sail upwards.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. We need to see what kind of a boat you need.
Yeah.
Yeah. But let's say you don't have a boat and you still swim. You are swimming against the current, trying to go up, right?
Yeah.
You will build your muscle, won't you? You may not reach that destiny, but you'll build your muscle. That's great for physical exercise. So there is some benefit there. You get to live your path, There is no right or wrong destination.
Wow. So either you'll be learning a lesson which will help you on the path, or you will reach the path.
Yeah.
Any which way it's helping you. Yeah, people, you need to learn this. 100% aligned. Okay. Has there been any success story wherein any of your client has found the true life calling and the higher calling and, and has been journey, the kind of impact it has been on them has been truly amazing that you can remember? Any such success story that you've had?
Yeah, I'm actually working with a client at the moment.
Okay.
And this was exactly her question, to help her find her voice in this world, exactly her words. So we use the chart to see what her strengths are and what she is most aligned to. And it turns out that her purpose, that her inner calling is to be an interior designer. And now she is so fully into it that we are trying to set her up with her own practice. Again, using Vedic astrology. How can you have your own startup? What should you do to be successful in this field? Building that boat.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So we have discussed quite a lot of heavy stuff regarding Vedic astrology, right? But I also want to make it a little lighter, right? So we'll ask some fun questions.
Okay.
Let's do some fun stuff. And let's start the rapid fire.
Okay.
Are you braced for this?
All right.
So I'll ask you questions. You only get 5 seconds to answer that.
Okay.
Let's make it even more interesting.
Okay.
So if each zodiac had a superpower, like what that would be. Let's start with Aries. You only get 5 seconds.
Aries.
Yeah.
Aries is the Hulk. Supermassive strength, charges into anything, doesn't think.
So Aries is the Hulk.
Yes.
Okay. Taurus.
Oh, Taurus is Hercules. He carries the world on his shoulders.
Gemini.
Gemini, that John Travolta movie where he sees a comet or something and he's able to learn anything by just reading it?
I'm not.
Phenomena, is it? Or one of these. So he has a book and he reads it in 5 seconds.
Okay.
He learns it.
Okay.
That is Gemini for me.
Okay. Cancer. Please say something nice because now I'm a Cancer.
Cancer will look after the world.
Beautiful.
They're so caring, so nurturing. Yeah, they will look after the world.
Yeah, though I don't relate to it right now, but I hope eventually I will. Yeah. Leo.
Leo will conquer the world, Natasha.
See, this is the reason why I want to be a Leo, clearly. Okay. Virgo.
Virgo will clean up the plastic of this world. There's so much about details and precision and, they want everything nice and perfect.
Perfection. Okay.
Perfection, yeah.
Libra.
Libra is world peace. I think we need many more Librans at this time, especially with what's happening in the Middle East.
Okay.
They will bring world peace.
That's nice. Scorpio.
Scorpio will uncover the deepest secrets of you and me.
be staying away from. Are you Scorpio?
Yes.
Thought so. Okay, Sagittarius.
Sagittarius will shoot an arrow into the black hole.
And why I feel that there is an and up and and
no, they just have such high targets.
Yeah.
They'll release that arrow and it'll go straight into the black hole of this galaxy.
Wow.
Yes.
Great. Next is Capricorn.
Capricorn will scale Mount Meru. Do you know Mount Meru?
I've heard of it. Yes.
It's many times larger than the Everest.
Right.
And Capricorn is about scaling new heights.
Nice. Aquarius.
Yeah. Aquarius will find the most innovative solutions to any problem you give them.
Oh, lovely. So they're more like scientists and innovators and
the most unconventional solution to the most mundane problem.
Okay. And the last sign.
Pisces.
Yes.
Pisces will dream the world into existence.
Nice. Okay, one more question.
Mm-hmm.
If corporates would have had zodiac signs, sun signs, what do you think Apple would have been?
Apple? Yeah. Undoubtedly Aquarius.
Undoubtedly
Aquarius. You know, the most innovative solutions to the most mundane problems. You know, unconventional in its thinking, very forward in its approach, technology, Aquarius.
Right. Now, you've had your background in data science, right? With the kind of advancements we have seen in technology, where do you see the future of Vedic astrology? Do you think there are going to be any AI astrologers happening anytime soon?
Yeah, technology is certainly impacting astrology, Vedic astrology. We see so many apps now. And surprisingly, they are pretty good. Mm-hmm. You know, AI has come a long way. And it can help us understand things better. But what I have found is, like, for instance, with ChatGPT, it does make mistakes.
Yeah.
Right? So unless you know how to ask the right questions, it can go on a certain path which is factually wrong, right? You just need to be careful with it. So, but technology is going in that direction, right? But the other thing about technology as we know it today, AI as we know it today, is that it has been trained on a corpus, right? It has been trained on certain data, documents, which is all in the past.
Right.
Vedic astrology is more in the present.
Right.
Yeah? So when you ask me a question, what am I sensing at this moment?
Okay.
Rather than what did someone say and write about?
Right?
Because that is what AI is going to be referring to. Right. But there's something that's happening in the moment as you and I are speaking.
Right.
So if the astrologer can tap into that, you know, and I don't see AI anywhere close to that.
Sure.
You know, it may change.
Yeah. See, that's why I think we are smarter than AI, because that's the reason we brought your program on NeoYug, right?
Yeah.
Your own Vedic astrology program on understanding life purpose with Vedic astrology. What would you like to tell people that what they can expect out of it, what they should be prepared with before they go for the course? What kind of people should be going ahead with this course on NeoYug that we have with you?
Yeah, for this program, I would say it is for anyone who wants to go deeper into their life purpose, either to deepen what they already know or to find out their true calling, right? And the tool that we are using is Vedic astrology. Yeah. You can use any tool, right? But this tool for me, it really simplifies things, you know, to help me understand what am I called to do in this world. Now, the way that I have gone about this program is to show what the strengths are with each placement, what the challenges could be, right? And more importantly, what can people do for certain challenges, for actually all the challenges that we speak about? What are some suggestions? What are some tips that we can offer for them to come back to their life purpose? No?
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so, I can literally go on and on with this conversation with you, because just to me, like I have always said, I would again like to say, Vikram, the perspective change that you have done for me while we were discussing Vedic astrology has been like literally massive. It's been a dynamic shift that I've experienced. From being in that fear of that, oh my God, this can happen. Oh my God, this is going to happen. This can change the way my life has been, to making me understand that this is also a part of your life purpose. One thing that you say very often, something that just stayed with me, that addressing your life challenges is, in your own words, I want you to say this to our audience.
Yes.
What you told me, that what exactly is addressing life challenges?
That could be your life purpose itself, right? Addressing the challenges.
Yeah.
Why shy away from it? Why not take it head on? And see, this is what I want to be. These are the challenges. Fine. Let's address it. So I reach my goal. So I go where I want to go. And astrology helps with that.
Yeah. And the best thing is that the even kind of suggestions you recommend to people, it's just so much based on mindful practices. It's just so, it's no, again, I would like to say, it's no dogma. It's literally, you would tell people, journal, step away from this world, go in nature, spend some time, do some self-reflection. Such grounding activities that I think even in day-to-day life, that this is the kind of lifestyle we all should implement as it is. But it just everything becomes like doable, right? The way you even suggest those changes, it just becomes doable. Yeah, this I can do, this I can do. Right? That this is in my capacity to do. So the kind of perspective change you have brought for me, and I'm sure people who would enroll or would watch this podcast, is just massive. So thank you so much for that, like literally. And before we wrap up, one last question, a parting wisdom note that you would like to tell people, people especially who are on their quest to find their life purpose, what that would be.
If there's one thing I can share with people, it is to tell you to listen to your inner voice, right? What is that little Natasha saying? What is it? What does she want? And how can you honor that voice? Acknowledge those needs, right? And the more you listen to that voice, the stronger she becomes. And there is so much of connection with the divine that you will find by listening to that inner voice.
And what if, because of all the voices that we keep hearing, that little voice kind of gets drowned out and you're not able to figure out which one is mine? How do I figure out which one is my voice?
Exactly, right? So that's where we look at the chart.
I like how we completed the circle. Nice. Yeah. Yes, that's the reason people need to take this course. But it has been a pleasure talking to you, Vikram, about so many perspectives, about simplifying the entire thing and just empowering and making me understand that this is it's like play your strengths, right? Understand your strengths, play it. Don't shy away from what the challenges are throwing, because that's also your stepping stone to reach where you have to. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for giving us so many nuggets of wisdom. It was a pleasure having you here, and we wish to do this again sometime soon.
I would love that, Natasha.
I hope that you've had a great time.
It was a fantastic experience working with you and coming up with this program.
Yeah.
Something that I would not have done if you had not come up with this idea. And I learned so much about astrology myself in designing this program, and yeah, it was a completely new experience. It just puts me further on my path.
Lovely, lovely. We should then do season 2 as well.
Yes.
Thank you everyone for watching this podcast with us. And if you think that this resonated with you, or you know someone who should watch this, please share this video with them. Don't forget to like and subscribe it. And we will be coming up with more such exciting episodes. As I said in the previous episode as well, that we want to bring the best of the perspectives to you. And we want you to decide that which one suits you the best, right? So we will be bringing in more such information. We'll be bringing in more such interesting guests on our podcast. And just stay tuned, keep watching for the space, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.